Hey guys, it's Ping with Vital MX, and we're here today at Glen Helen getting our chance on the 2021 GASGAS 450 MCF. Very, very fun motorcycle, obviously based on the platform from the KTM group, but with some subtle changes that do change the character of this bike. Obviously the engine is the same engine that they run in the other machines, right? Same as the KTM engine, same frame. The swing arm is the swing arm that comes on the Husqvarna. So it is slightly different than the KTM, but unlike the Husqvarna, this has an aluminum subframe, so different than the Husky that way. So it kind of has its own unique feel in the way that in those subtleties. It also has a different triple clamp, one that flexes a little bit more and gives you a little bit more comfort, a little more compliance in the sharp bumps and chop. And the valving in the suspension is set to be a little bit softer, a little bit more compliant and comfortable for a broader range of riders, right? KTM focused on racing specifically, where this bike is a little bit more for the recreational rider, kind of the everyman. Having said that, getting it on the track today, I bumped up the air pressure in the fork just a touch, 0.2 bar, 0.3 bar, and that just got me balanced, got my hold up kind of the right place for me, and I was able to ride as hard as I can go, and I never felt like it was too soft. I actually preferred this out here at Glen Helen. We get, you know, if you've ridden at Glen Helen, it gets a little bit of just soft on top, but you're down to a hard base that has square edges and really abrupt little bumps. A lot of high speed stuff. And so it'll really bring out any flaws in your suspension settings. And I was having a ball in this thing today. No issues whatsoever. But you definitely notice it's a softer feel. And I liked it. I really preferred it today, I think, if I had to ride the two bikes back to back. Something else that's different about this bike versus those, it does not come with the fob to change from map 1 to map 2 and traction control. So it comes standard just with the standard mapping, and there is no traction control. That is an option that you can order through your dealer. It installs easily, but if you buy this bike just straight off your showroom floor, it's not going to come with it. For most people, that's fine. That is more of a tool for really high-end racers. The differences are very subtle. They are noticeable, but they're very subtle. And I think for a guy who just wants to go ride on the weekends or have fun with his buddies or whatever, he doesn't need that. And this is gonna save you a little bit of money. The rims are also made by Excel, but they are not branded Excel. So another little subtle difference there. Comes with MXer tires rather than the Dunlops on the other brands. So through all of those things, they're able to offer this motorcycle at a slightly lower price point. And so I think for the majority of folks who they're gonna put their own stuff on anyway. They're gonna go put clamps on it, revalve the suspension, put the tires they like. None of that stuff matters. So, and for the guy who just wants to get the best deal on a motorcycle and still have a very high performance machine, well, there you go. I can tell you on the track, like I said, it's the same engine as the KTM. So amazing motor, tons of torque down low, but very, very rideable. It comes on smooth and it pulls forever. It's a very broad power. Power and torque are just, it's so broad and so linear that it just makes it very easy to ride. Brakes are amazing, clutch is great, all the controls feel comfortable. I like the handlebars, I like the grips. I did bounce around on the maps, and it's a very subtle change, 1 to 2. On the 450, I always like the traction control. Just if you have a track like this where it does have that shiny base, sometimes you can get a little too deep into the throttle exiting a turn and start to spin. It'll just catch it and help you straighten out. But if you didn't have it, it's not like you're gonna notice it and not have a good day because you didn't have traction control. It's very subtle. The suspension, as I mentioned, very supple, very, very plush. You know, has just a very compliant feel. So any of that little chatter, man, it just gobbles it right up. If you're a heavier guy, like 200 plus, or you're a fast intermediate expert rider, you might need to go to some stiffer settings. But I would say for the vast majority of the general public who rides, this stuff's gonna be great. You may like this better because it is a little bit more, just a little bit softer feeling, gives you a little more comfort. Like for me, my wrists are old and arthritic, and this thing, I just really enjoyed the feel of it. So I really like that. Like I said, all new tires, MXer tires, their latest models. I like the rear, didn't have any issues there. Did get a little push with this front, just something that I noticed on all the models that I rode with this front tire. It does look like a pretty aggressive tread pattern, so maybe it's more of a medium to soft. And where I was getting the push is when we get down to that hard base. But Good suspension, like I said, the engine's great. All in all, I had a ball riding this bike. And I think that if you just judge it on looks, man, this thing is amazing. A couple other changes too that are different is this exhaust header doesn't have the resonance chamber, and a different muffler obviously to kind of compensate for that sound and performance, but in terms of horsepower or feel, not much different. Just got a little bit different exhaust note, that's it. But those are some of the changes, and I said they offer it at a little lower price point, so take a look at it if you're in the market for a 450. These things are going to be on your dealer showrooms soon, so check in with your local KTM/Husky/GASGAS dealer and check them out. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.